Then feel free to come to the United States. Oh, that's right. You can't because you're wanted by the FBI for, what was it again? Oh, that's right. Sex trafficking. Oh, and by the way, while I got your attention, here's something else I want you to think about while you sit there in a Filipino jail. Sir, you are not the son of some god. You're definitely not Jesus. Hell, you're not even a free man. You, in fact, are a con artist, a cult leader who apparently can't even get laid without coercing kids into it. You're basically the Filipino Diddy. So no, Mr. Pool Boy, not only am I not going to take down my video, I might just go ahead and post it again, twice, just to show you that I'm not afraid of you. And as far as me making a public apology goes, oh, I got your public apology. I wrote it down and filed it away right in my ass. So go ahead, file your lawsuit. I'll be here waiting, ready to publicize the whole thing and remind the world each time exactly what you're being accused of. Because you will never, never stop me from talking about the awful things that you've done. Good day, sir.
Yun. Nauna natin itong pinarinig. Naalala niyo, si Ray William Johnson, isang US vlogger at ang kanyang channel ay nag-storytelling siya sa mga pangyayari. Pero bakit nagambala ang kampo ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy? Dami kasi niya ng mga subscribers at milyon-milyon ang views. Oh. Kaya nauna nating tinalakay ang reaksyon ni Attorney Claire Castro kaugnay dito at ngayon ang reaksyon naman ni Attorney Libayan, no? Kaugnay dito. Mas lalo na tumapang at naghahamon itong US vlogger na si Ray William Johnson sa kampo ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Paano ngayon? Saan nila isasampa ang kaso? Doon sa US? Kung sa US isasampa ang kaso, wanted si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, mahuli siya. Kung dito naman sa Pilipinas, maaapektuhan ba ang vlogger na si Ray William Johnson na nasa Estados Unidos? Pakinggan natin mamaya ang reaksyon at ano bang video at sino ba ito? Bakit apektado sila? Isa sa mga sandata din sa kahit sa ibang sekta at sa mga matatamaan sa pagtalakay yung pagsasampa ng kaso. Naalala nyo ba? Si Father Winston Cabading, tapos tinatalakay natin dito ang inilabas na desisyon kaugnay sa alleged apparition. Sinampahan ng kaso. At ako kailangang mag-execute ng affidavit doon sa Pasig City. Salamat sa Diyos, dismiss ang mga kaso. Pero sa estado, naka-apilar kasi ang kabilang panig. So kaya yung piyansa, kahit dismiss, di pa pwedeng makuha, may apilar kasi. No? Yun ang estado. Pag may kaso, haharapin mo talaga. Tatalakayin natin ito, samahan ninyo ako.
Then feel free to come to the United States. Oh, that's right, you can't.
Yun, ang problema, di siya pwede makapunta sa United States. Wanted siya. Sino ba itong US vlogger na ito? At bakit nagambala ang kampo ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy? Siya ay si Ray William Johnson. Si Ray William Johnson, merong more than 2,000 video. Ito ay storytelling. Pero karamihan dito ay million ang views dahil nagsimula siya, 2013 ba ito nagsimula siya sa kanyang channel. At meron na siyang 18 million subscribers. Ba? Hirap nga makakuha ng 1,000. Hirap makakuha na yung magsimula ka. Hirap makakuha ng 1,000 subscribers. Pero ito siya, 18 million subscribers na. At million ang views niya. Kaya, dahil dito, na gambala ang kampo ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Ano po yung video na may demand si Attorney Torrio na ipa-take down at mag-public apology? Itong video ito, storytelling niya sa pangyayari kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Pakinggan muna natin.
So this guy is a mega church preacher, and he gets a little pervy, and now he's on the run from the FBI. Now the guy's name is Apollo. He's 24, he's from the Philippines, and he's a small-time preacher there. And one day, he's preaching in a little chapel when suddenly angels appear to him. And
Yan ang mga kadalasang claim ng mga nagtatag ng kanilang reliyon. Halimbawa, si Muhammad, di po ba? Nag-claim din si Muhammad, pinakitaan siya ng Anghel Gabriel daw. Yun ang claim ni Muhammad. Pero kung tingnan din natin yung sa hadith nila, may bahagi kasi sa hadith nila. Sandali, hanapin natin yung bahagi sa hadith nila. May bahagi sa hadith nila. Ito. Hadith al-Bukhari, ginamit ko ito sa debate namin ni Ustaz Bashar Sakaging. Hadith al-Bukhari, Aklat 54, Hadith 400. Sa Tagalog, si Aisha, ang asawa niya, nagsabi, ang propeta ay kinulam. Kaya nagsimula siyang magpantasya na siya ay nakagawa sa isang bagay na sa katunayan ay hindi pa niya nagawa. Ulitin ko sa mga nagsaliksik ha, Sahih al-Bukhari, Aklat 53, Hadith 400. Si Muhammad daw ay kinulam, kaya nagsimula siyang nagpantasya na siya ay nakagawa sa isang bagay. Ang asawa niya ang nagsabi nito, si Aisha, na sa katunayan, hindi naman niya nagawa. Kaya dito pa lang, magtanong na tayo, yung claim niya na pinakitaan ng anghel, tulad sa claim ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, di ba kaya ito'y pantasya lang din, sabi ni Aisha? Okay, tuloy natin. Yun ang claim, karamihan, no? Ng mga nagtatag ng sikta. Pero, ang layunin sa paglitaw nitong iba't ibang mga sikta, mga kapatid, upang ilayo ang karamihan sa tunay na iglesyang tatag ng ating Panginoon Kristo. Dahil ang tunay na iglesia, dala-dala nito ang mga sakramento na yun ang magdala sa atin sa tiyak na kaligtasan sa ating kaluluwa. Pag nasa ibang sikta ka na, wala nang sakramento ng Eucharistia, yung tunay na pagkain sa kaluluwa natin. San Juan Kapitulo 6, versikulo 53. Wala nang sakramento ng kumpisal. San Juan Kapitulo 20, 21, 22. Merong sakramento ng binyag. Ang iba, pero yung iba ay binyag-binyag lang dahil iba ang formula ng kanilang binyag. May ibang mga sikta naman na Trinitarian formula at kinikilala sa simbahang Katoliko, pero grabe ang tuligsa nila, lalo na itong Seventh-day Adventist, grabe talaga ang mga propaganda nila laban sa simbahang Katoliko. Pero napansin ninyo, itong mga tagapagtatag ng sikta, may iba't ibang claim na pinakitaan sila ng Diyos, pinakitaan sila ng anghel, kaya ang resulta ay nagiging propeta. Muhammad nagiging propeta. Yung Mormons din, Charles Taze Russell, no? Pinakitaan din ng anghel, nagiging propeta din. Si Ellen Goldwhite, nagiging propeta din. Iba si Felix Manalo, dahil siya anghel, no? At iba naman, si Apollo Kibuloy, appointed son of God siya mismo. Pero kung punta tayo sa Dinagat Island, merong God the Holy Spirit. Di mo ba napansin niyo? Sa Dinagat Island, Surigao yan, may God the Holy Spirit ang claim. At pagpunta naman diyan sa Misamis Oriental, mayroong grupo na naman na ang claim ay God the Father. Imagine, sa Davao, may claim na appointed son of God. Sa Dinagat Island, may claim na God the Holy Spirit. Pagpunta naman diyan sa Misamis Oriental, may nag-claim na siya ang God the Father. Imagine, ang Holy Trinity, taga-Pilipinas, ngunit mga piki lang. Okay, tuloy natin mga kapatid. Dito nagsimula ang video na ang demand letter na dapat tanggalin itong video na ito at mag-public apology.
And they come and they tell him that he's actually the son of his God. So he starts telling everyone that he is the appointed son of God. Well, I'm sure this will end well for him. So anyway, because of this, he decides to start his own church. And a few years later, after the church is founded, this guy shows up, Rodrigo. And Rodrigo's running for mayor, and he comes to speak to...
So ito talaga ang content ng kaniyang channel. Yung magsalaysay, storytelling sa mga pangyayari.
The congregation at the church, and they welcome him, and soon enough, he and Apollo become good friends. And later, Rodrigo actually gets elected mayor, and he appoints Apollo to be his spiritual advisor. And so then more people find out about Apollo and his teachings, and his church starts to grow, and soon the donations start rolling in. Because, of course they do. But these donations aren't enough for Apollo. He wants more. So he gets the full-time working members of the church to go out at 6 a.m. every morning and solicit money from strangers for the church. The only catch is they can't come home until they reach their daily quota of money collected. So to avoid sleeping on the street, the members of the church start playing on people's sympathy. Like they pretend to be poor college students or they pretend to be disabled, but whatever. It works, and the church makes a ton of money. And so pretty quickly, Pastor Apollo becomes a very wealthy man. He's so wealthy, in fact, that he's able to start his own broadcasting network. And this helps spread his teachings beyond the Philippines. So now he's got followers around the world, in many different countries, including the United States. And this is where Apollo really levels up. And with the help of his innermost circle, he traffics his most obedient followers into the U.S., where they start working and soliciting donations from people full-time. So he's making even more money. Oh, and I haven't even gotten to some of the crazy stuff this guy claims. Aside from saying he's the son of some god, he once claimed that he yelled at an earthquake and made it stop. Like there was an earthquake happening, and he's just like, ah! And it just stopped. And he also says that the public should thank him for stopping that earthquake. Thanks, Apollo. He also claims that he talks to his God directly, not metaphorically, but like conversations directly. He also says that he has visions of his God. He claims that he has been physically taken up into heaven on multiple occasions. I mean, this guy has said and done way too much for me to cover in one video. But anyway, and if that's not crazy enough, here's the part of the story where things start to get creepy. Among his church workers, the ones who are young, attractive women and who excel at getting donations, they get to move up and become what's called pastoral assistants. And of course, the prettiest and most obedient pastoral assistants, they get into Apollo's inner circle, and they become what are called spiritual wives. And spiritual wives, they get a special privilege. They get the privilege of smashing with Apollo. Yeah, they literally call it night duty. And these pastoral assistants and spiritual wives are anywhere between 25 years old all the way down to 12 years old. While at this point in the story, Apollo is old as shit. He's 74. And if any of these girls or young women protest their night duty, they're then threatened with eternal damnation. So basically, if they don't smash with him, they're verbally threatened, physically threatened, or he tells them they're going to hell. And to make it worse, these young women depend on the church for their basic needs. Like, they live and work at the church. Their entire social life is there. So they're kind of trapped in this. So he's basically trafficking these girls. Like, this is sex trafficking. And this nonsense goes on for years, not just in the Philippines, but in their U.S. locations too. And at this point, Apollo is a powerful man. Like, his following has grown to over 6 million members worldwide. He claims he has followers in all 200 countries, Plus, with all those donations, he's now wealthier than he's ever been. Dude now owns a private jet and a personal helicopter. He has a church compound that's so massive. It has an indoor arena that seats 75,000 people. To put that in perspective, that's literally the biggest indoor arena in the entire world. And this dude owns it. That's how rich he is. Okay, but then rumors of him essaying young women, they start to spread. And of course, his followers don't believe he's guilty of anything. They stand by him. And religious culty type leaders always have followers who do this, so this is not surprising. But his longtime friend, Mayor Rodrigo, he ends up running for president and he wins. And with the president of the Philippines on his side, every accusation against Apollo is basically buried. So Apollo seems untouchable by this point. He's been running this trafficking business for like 16 years, and it doesn't seem like there are ever going to be any consequences for it. Until, I guess at some point, some of his former church members in the US, they go and report him to the FBI. And the FBI starts looking into him, and this investigation makes the news, and Apollo hears about it, and he's like, oh shit. And he allegedly flees the US and he goes all the way back to the Philippines.
Oh, so dito lang kulang ang research niya, no? Na doon sa US may nakonpiska na malaking pera. Na huli sila, pati na yung kasama, pero inangkin ng isang church worker na sa kanya. Ngunit sa takbo ng, kaya nga, naka-uwi sa Pilipinas si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy noon. At ang problema lang, itong umako na sa kanya ang pera, abay, nagbago. At itinuturo naman si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. No? Yan ang problema. Natalakay na natin yan. So, dito nagkulang. Dumiretso agad sa pag-uwi
to his church compound there. And there, he'll be protected by his longtime friend, President Rodrigo. But unfortunately, his friend Rodrigo finishes his term as president, leaves office, and now there's
yung tinatawag ni Kuya Kim, wither lang.
A new president. And new president is not Apollo's friend. So all the accusations against him in the Philippines.
Kulang ito, no? A new president is not Apollo's friend. Actually, friend talaga sila. Nakapunta si BBM sa kingdom ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. At doon isinagawa pa ang debate sa eleksyon sa TV network ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Friends sila. Ngunit, naglaho ang kanilang friendship. Ito na. Tulad sa pangyayari ni Vice President Sara Duterte at BBM. Friends sila. At biglang naglaho. Nag-divorce. Di ba may video ko nakita yung sinabi ni sa eleksyon ni VP Sara, I love you BBM. So nag-divorce. No. Okay, ipanalangin natin ang pangyayari sa ating bansa, mga kapatid. Dahil pareho tayong nakasakay sa iisang bansa na sila mismo ang nagmamaniho ngayon. Tuloy natin.
Are no longer buried. So then, back in the US, bam, the FBI arrests some of his innermost circle, and they're officially looking for Apollo too. And he's being accused of fraud, human trafficking, and sex trafficking, and now he's on the FBI's most wanted list. And so Apollo, he gets all mad, and he's frustrated that they're after him, and he starts lashing out publicly, saying it's a conspiracy. And this is happening during the COVID pandemic, so he gives a sermon telling the world that if we want the pandemic to stop, the FBI should stop investigating him.
I'm warning the whole world. Listen to the voice of the appointed son. You want this pandemic to stop. Stop prosecuting, maligning the appointed son.
But then, even more women in the Philippines come forward with accusations against him. And of course, Apollo denies everything, and he insists that the people accusing him are just evil, and he changes the homepage of his website to this: why are evil people after Pastor Apollo? I'm guessing they're after him because of all the sex trafficking, but that's just a guess. Anyway, eventually, the Filipino Senate issues a warrant for his arrest, and they raid some of his properties, but the dude...
Well, hindi lang ang Senate, no? Ang Congress din, naglabas ng warrant of arrest, subpoena, at ang Congress ang Senado din, pero may mga warrant of arrest din na inilabas kaugnay sa kaso na nakatulog dahil may kasong na-dismiss sa prosecutors ng Davao City kung saan epicenter ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy na-dismiss at nakabinbin sa Department of Justice dahil sa panahon niyon umupo pa ang matalik niyang kaibigan na si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, natural hindi na aksyonan ng DOJ Secretary sa Department of Justice. Nakatulog matagal na panahon. At nangyari, yung awayanan nila ni BBM na grabe ang tira ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy kay BBM at meron pa siya sa unang video inilabas niya. Di ba sabi niya, di ba totoo na nagdrodroga kayo sa Malacanang? Yun ang sinabi niya, mabigat yun na akusasyon. At nagvuvudo kayo, occult ritual yan para sa mga kalaban daw umano. Grabe ang tera. So doon nagsimula, biglang nabuhay, ay hindi naman namatay, gumising yung pinakatulog na kaso nakabinbin sa Department of Justice. So dahil diyan, di lang na mention dito sa storytelling niya yung operasyon. No, unang operasyon, palpak. Kinasuhan nga yung tinanggal yung team leader. Pagkatapos, doon na. Pangalawang operasyon, nahuli talaga si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Yung sinabi nilang sumuko daw. Okay, tuloy tayo rin.
Is nowhere to be found. He's fled and he's hiding out from the law. And there's like this whole manhunt looking for him. And there ends up being a huge standoff at one of his compounds between police and a bunch of his supporters. And his supporters still insist that he didn't do anything wrong. And I don't even have time to get into that part of the story. But 2 weeks later, Apollo finally gives up and he turns himself in. And bam, they arrest him. Here's his mugshot. And as of right now, he hasn't actually been to trial yet. So we'll see how this plays out. And thank you to Leonardo.ai for...
yan. Yan ang kaso niya. Ilang buwan nakatanggap siya ng demand letter kay Attorney Atorion, abogado ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. At matapos niya natanggap ang naturang demand letter, ito, mas tumapang pa.
Then feel free to come to the United States. Oh, that's right. You can't because you're wanted by the FBI for, what was it again? Oh, that's right. Sex trafficking. Oh, and by the way, while I got your attention, here's something else I want you to think about while you sit there in a Filipino jail. Sir, you are not the son of some god. You're definitely not Jesus. Hell, you're not even a free man. You, in fact, are a con artist, a cult leader who apparently can't even get laid without coercing kids into it. You're basically the Filipino Diddy. So no, Mr. Poolboy, not only am I not going to take down my video, I might just go ahead and post it again, twice, just to show you that I'm not afraid of you. And as far as me making a public apology goes, oh, I got your public apology. I wrote it down and filed it away right in my ass. So go ahead, file your lawsuit. I'll be here waiting, ready to publicize the whole thing and remind the world each time exactly what you're being accused of. Because you will never, never stop me from talking about the awful things that you've done. Good day, sir.
Oh, ayan. Mas lalong inaasar pa niya nag-challenge pa siya na ituloy ang pagsampa ng kaso. Pakinggan natin reaksyon ni Attorney Libayan na rinig na natin yung reaksyon ni Attorney Claire Castro kaugnay dito. Ito.
Si Ray William Johnson, mga kabatas natin, gumawa siya ng content din kasi tungkol kay Kibuloy. Naka-receive din siya ng love letter. Katulad ng na-receive ko sa Bingo Plus.
Maliban sa Bingo Plus, naka-receive din si Attorney Libayan sa kampo nila ni Rafi Tolpo. No?
Okay. Tignan natin.
So this guy is me, and I'm being threatened with a lawsuit. Let me explain. A few months ago, I told a story about this turd, Apollo Poolboy, or whatever the hell his name is.
Kibuloy, ikaw naman, Dad. Ba't sinabi siyang third? Alam niyo ba ang third? Tae.
In case you forgot, he's the guy from the Philippines who claims that he's the son of God. And he started
Kung palang panalo na siya. Son of God yan eh.
his own church and he got really rich off of it, and apparently he started sexually abusing his followers. Then he became wanted in 2 different countries, and then bam, he gets arrested. Here's his mugshot, and now
Ay. Oh, yan yung mugshot niya. Bakit hindi mo bliner yung mugshot niya? Hindi mo bliner yung mugshot ni Poolboy. Mabibigyan ka ng kaso niyan.
the man who claims to be the son of God is sitting in jail in the Philippines. So a few months
Naka-sit in jail, pero magkakaso pa yan, ha?
ago, I told this story and I outlined a lot of the crimes he's being accused of, and then I moved on to the next story and I didn't really think anything about it. Sometime later, I check an email account that I check like once every 6 months, and I see that I got an email from
I hope this email finds you well. Please find attach a formal and demand letter. Law firm of Torion. Yan. Libel demand letter.
from a law firm in the Philippines stating that they represent Apollo. And they sent me this
Ito, talagang trinabaho nila. This letter serves as a formal demand for you to immediately take down your posts dated October 7, 2024. The said post was posted on your Facebook account. Ganon din yung sinabi rin sa akin, pati sa YouTube niya rin. Pinapa-take down. Ganon din yung ginawa ng Bingo Plus sa akin, di ba? Lahat din daw. Sabi, USA yung vlogger, USA yan.
very long and detailed demand letter telling me basically they're going to take legal action against me, probably sue me, if I don't not only take down my video, but they're insisting that I make a public apology.
Oh, the same! Yan, si Attorney Israelito Torion. Same. Sa Bingo Plus, public apology. Kaya nga ako nag-public apology ako. Nakita nyo na ba yun, Bingo Plus? Nakita nyo na?
Now, I haven't replied to this email, so consider this video my official response to Apollo's legal threat.
Ganun din yung sinano ako, di ba? Official response ko rin yun. Ito, idagdag nyo na rin ito doon.
Dear Mr. Apollo, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, I understand you threatening people probably works well for you most of the time. I mean, you're
tama yun. Actually, no? Those people, even Bingo Plus, in threatening people works most of the time. Napa-take down nga nila dun yung kay basketball player eh. Di ba?
Powerful man, you have a lot of influence in some circles. I get it. I also understand that you and your church are very wealthy. Like you own your own broadcasting network, you own a private jet, a personal helicopter. You own a church compound with an arena that's so massive it seats 75,000 people. Which means when it's done being built, you will own the largest indoor arena in the world.
Wow! Sana oil.
Net worth $100 million. I get it. We all get it. You've gotten very, very rich off of your religion. Here's the thing, though. Your wealth doesn't scare me. Just because you have money.
Bingo Plus, adapt ko rin yun. Your wealth doesn't scare me. Your lawyers doesn't scare me either. No matter how many they are.
Doesn't make you untouchable. See, where I'm from...
Sabi ni Bray, attorney, pag tinuloy nila Kibs yung kaso sa ang lugar gaganapin yung hearing, I'm most likely, at siguro, sa akin lang sa tingin ko ang gagawin nila yan, magfa-file sila ng kaso dito sa Pilipinas. Alam mo kung bakit? Hindi sila pwedeng mag-file sa US. Kasi, pag nag-file sila sa US, huhuliin siya doon. Ang hirap din, no? Nandito siya, si Pastor Kibuloy nahuli. Nakakulong. Di ba? Magpa-file sila dito. it's up to them. Pero pag magpapal sila sa US, mauuli din siya doon at makukulong. Isa siya sa FBI's most wanted. Win-win situation kay Kibuloy yun.
So kung mag-file sila dito, kailangang lalabas muna si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy sa kulungan dahil haharap siya sa fiscal's office para magsumpa siya sa affidavit niya na i-file niya laban nitong US vlogger.
Katulad ng ginawa kay Doc Adam. Si Doc Adam kasi, siyempre alam naman nila na pag nag-file sila dito sa Pilipinas, pag hindi naman siya umuwi dito sa Pilipinas, hindi makaka-apekto sa kanya yun. So, paano nila sinaktan si Doc Adam? Nag-file sila sa Australia. Diba? Ito, maganda rin na masaktan nila ito. No, itong vlogger na ito, si Ray William Johnson, maganda rin na masaktan nila itong vlogger na ito. Kung gusto lang nila ng slap suit, ubusan ng pera, maraming pera si Pastor Kibuloy, di ba? Ang gagawin talaga nila, ang pinakamagandang gawin nila dito is to file the case in America. Katulad nung ginawa kay Maharlika. Di ba? Kasi nga, mahal ang abogado doon per ora. Okay? Mahaba din yung proseso doon, lalo na pag civil suit. Civil suit yung ipa-file doon, ubusan ng pera yan. Ngayon mga kabatas natin, hindi naman sila makakapag-file doon. Kasi nga, kung nag-file sila doon, makukulong naman siya doon. Saklap.
Very big on our freedom of expression. And if the FBI is accusing you of all these crimes, and the Filipino government is also accusing you of all these crimes, then I reserve the right to make a video about said crimes. In fact, I'm not saying anything about you that the FBI's most wanted poster of you isn't already saying. Like, for example, that you engaged in sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Or that you engaged in sex trafficking of children. Or how about the 74-page grand jury indictment that outlines all these crimes you're being accused of, including sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and sex trafficking of children? Or what about what the Filipino government is formally accusing you of? Sexually abusing your followers or grooming children into sex. That means that you screwed up so bad that two separate governments that aren't even working together on this, that means that they are each, in their own right, independently, accusing you of the same crimes in their respective countries. Or
Diba?
each
Alam nyo kung saan siya magpa-file dapat? Sa kingdom. Kasi sa kanya yun eh. O kaya dun sa langit-langitan niya. O kaya dahil sa kanya
Grabe naman itong mga asar si Atty. Libayan.
naman yung buong mundo, may jurisdiction sa buong mundo, pwede siya mag-file kahit saan niya gusto. Pero, unfortunately, mahihirapan siya pag dito sa Pilipinas kasi wala naman sa Pilipinas itong si Ray William Johnson at mas lalo siya mahihirapan sa Amerika kasi kulong siya doon. Grand jury indictment. Mga kabatas natin, ang tindi ng kaso niya, John. There's no escape. Checkmate si Bula ang pastor dito.
Ito ngang salitang bulaang pastor, itong salitang bulaang pastor, alam nyo ba? Si Bro Eli Soriano nasampahan ng kaso dito dahil may isang pastor na tinawag niyang bulaang pastor, libel, nasampahan ng kaso kaugnay dito. So, lalo na kung nasa platform tayo dito sa social media, sa pangangaral, pagsagot, dapat handa talaga tayo sa posibleng mga isampang kaso. Imagine, sino bang mag-imagine na tinitalakay ko lang dito ang kaugnay sa aparasyon ng Mediatrix. Pagkatapos, may kaso na. At ang kaso pa na isinampa kay Father Winston Cabading, buti na lang, na-dismiss yun, no? Pero, ang kabilang panig ay may ibang hakbang kasi, no? Kaya, di pa pwedeng makuha yung bill ban, no? Dahil may apilar sila. So, yun lang. Ang layunin natin na ipaalam sa mga tao kung ano ang totoo, ay may nasakta na kapwang Katoliko pa na devoted daw sa Birhen Maria. Ganon. Talaga. Okay, tuloy natin si Atty. Libayan.
of these governments just making it up? What, to make you look bad? Sir, you aren't important enough for world governments to just make shit up about you. And what about all the witnesses who came out against you? Are they all just making it up too? The Filipino police identified 68 sexual abuse victims. 68! Bro, you're putting up Bill Cosby numbers. And now...
May shade pa kay Bill Cosby doon. Utik yan.
Now that it's all gone public, people like me are talking about it, and you're gonna try and threaten us and silence us with lawsuits? Okay, Apollo, let me make this clear so that you can understand it. When I made my video and suggested that you're a sex trafficker, what I really meant to say was, you're a sex trafficker.
Ang grabe, pang-aasar na talaga itong ginawa niya, no? Di na hinintay yung desisyon sa korte, sa batas natin. Ang akusado ay mananatiling inosente hanggang mapatunayan siya sa kasong kriminal na guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Pero dito, inulit-ulit niya ang pang-aasar talaga.
Let me say that again. You're a sex trafficker. And in case...
Ikaw naman innocent until proven guilty. Huwag naman ganyan.
If that wasn't clear, you're a sex trafficker! And if you really don't want people calling you a sex
Innocent until proven guilty pala.
trafficker, then maybe, I don't know, try sex trafficking less. And if my words upset you...
Paano mo pabayla na kaso ito? Iuhuliin ka naman dun.
I mean, if they really
Ibang demand letter na naman dapat sa pahayag niya.
truly upset you,
Pero dito, lalong iniinis niya. At ini-encourage pa niya. Ituloy ang pagsampa daw ng kaso.
feel free to come to the United States. Oh, that's right, you can't because you're wanted by the FBI for... What was it again? Oh, that's right. Sex trafficking. Oh, and by the way, while I got your attention, here's something else I want you to think about while you sit there in a Filipino jail. Sir, you are not the son of some god. You're definitely not Jesus. Hell, you're not even a free man. You, in fact, are a con artist.
Con artist pa daw.
You're definitely not Jesus.
Daw attorney Torion. Second demand letter, Ang dami niyang sinabi dito.
Hell, you're not even a free man. You, in fact, are a con artist, a cult leader who apparently can't even get laid without coercing kids into it. You're basically the Filipino Diddy. So no.
Hi! Di ba? Pretty Melts, ginagawa ang lahat para sirain si Kibuloy. Grabe to. Ay! Bars talaga, Jeff. Bars. Sunod-sunod na sampal. Utek. Ano ba yan?
So, di niya tanggalin ang video. At i-re-upload pa daw niya ang video dahil gusto niyang ipakita na di umano siya natatakot sa daming mga pera at abogado ni Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Ito ang kaniyang ipinaabot.
Then feel free to come to the United States. Oh, that's right, you can't because you're wanted by the FBI for... What was it again? Oh, that's right. Sex trafficking. Oh, and by the way, while I got your attention, here's something else I want you to think about while you sit there in a Filipino jail. Sir, you are not the son of some god. You're definitely not Jesus. Hell, you're not even a free man. You, in fact, are a con artist, a cult leader who apparently can't even get laid without coercing kids into it. You're basically the Filipino Diddy. So no, Mr. Pool Boy, not only am I not going to take down my video, I might just go ahead and post it again, twice, just to show you that I'm not afraid of you. And as far as me making a public apology goes, oh, I got your public apology. I wrote it down and filed it away right in my ass. So go ahead, file your lawsuit. I'll be here waiting, ready to publicize the whole thing and remind the world each time exactly what you're being accused of. Because you will never, never stop me from talking about the awful things that you've done. Good day, sir.
Okay, yun ang challenge pa ng US vlogger na si Ree William Johnson, na ituloy daw ang pagsampa ng kaso. So, napansin din yung mga kapatid na tinatawag na tayo ng huling panahon talaga. Nasa katuparan na ngayon ang naunang babala ng ating Panginoong Hesus sa Mateo 24:24 sa kanyang pangalan lilitaw ang mga bulaang propeta at marami ang madaya nila. One of the common dogmas outside the Catholic Church is the belief, the dogma, that all religions are equally true. May mga naniniwala na ganyan. At yun ang tinatawag na indifferentism. Indifferentism is the notion that all religions are equally true. Hindi yan totoo. Bakit? Because different religions contradict one another and contradictions can never be equally true. Dapat magsorry tayo sa mga nagsusori sa kasalukuyan. Tingnan niyo, i-research niyo ang inaniban yon sikta. Sino ang founder? Lahat ng mga sikta na tatag ng tao nakarehistro sa Securities and Exchange Commission. At batay sa panahon pa ng mga Espanyol, nasa Artículos de Incorporación para por 4 que los fundadores de esta asociación, that the founders of this organization, yon, maglagda yung mga tagapagtatag, board of directors, yung sekretary nila. Kaya, matukoy natin sino ang tagapagtatag sa siktang inaniban. Pero may propaganda itong iba't ibang mga sikta. Kayo mga Katoliko, hindi kayo nakarehistro sa Securities and Exchange Commission. Di, peke kayo. Bakit? Kung yun ang argumento, lahat bang nakarehistro sa Securities and Exchange Commission na tatag ng tao ay tunay? Anong dahilan bakit hindi narehistro ang simbahang Katoliko sa Securities and Exchange Commission? Nandiyan yan sa aklat na ang pamagat Partnership and Private Corporation by Attorney Hector De Leon, page 567. The Roman Catholic Church is not registered, not like other religious societies and churches in the Philippines, because it has been recognized as juridical person since time immemorial. See? May nabasa ako dito sa comment kanina. Comment ni Bobby Mabilog. Hindi ka bagay diyan, Father. Focus ka lang sa turo ng Panginoon. Hindi ko pare, hindi din ako madre. Lay ako. Pero, bakit? Para sa iyo, mas bagay si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy na maliban na nagtatag ng sikta, nagiging spiritual director, spiritual advisor, at ang daming mga kaibigang, mga politiko. Mas bagay yung ibang mga sikta na naghayag ng pagkakaisa sa suporta kung sino ang ibuboto. Mga kapatid, sa ating panahon ngayon, hindi batayan na gusto ko ang siktang ito dahil una, mas disiplinado sila. Hindi batayan gusto ko ang sikta nito dahil pag magtitipon at magsamba, napakabibo. Ano ang kabuluhan sa sikta na mas disiplinado at masaya ang pagsasamba kung ito'y tatag naman ng tao? Ulitin ko, ang pag-adaya ay maranasan sa iba't ibang paraan, pero nanganganib tayo pag madaya sa pananampalataya dahil namimiligro pati ang ating kaluluwa. Maraming salamat po. Hanggang sa muli. Merry Christmas. Advance Happy New Year.
So ayan po mga peers, sanay kapupulatan po natin ito ng aral. At kung nagustuhan niyo po ito, please like and share. Ibahagi po natin sa mga kakilala po natin. And please don't forget to follow and subscribe po ng ating YouTube channel, Mr. Curious Catholic. Muli po, this is Mr. Curious Catholic, kasama po ninyo sa pagtatanggol ng ating simbahan. Pro Deo et Ecclesia. Sa Diyos po ang lahat ng kapurian.
Hello mga kapatid. Follow and subscribe. Mr. Curious Catholic, marami tayong matutunan. Mapupuno po yung ating isipan sa mga katotohanan. Dahil ang katotohanan na magbigay sa atin ng tunay na kalayaan. God bless.
Hello mga kapatid. Inanyayahan namin kayo. Huwag niyong kalimutan mag-subscribe sa kay Bro Dance Oberio. Mr. Curious Catholic. Marami kayong matutunan. sa pamamagitan ng pagsubaybay niyan sa pagsagot sa pananampalataya na inaatake ng ating mga kapatid sa iba. Yung pananampalataya, and they are not only attacking the teachings of the Catholic Church, but proselytizing the good numbers of the Catholic. At sa pamamagitan sa pagsunutin niyo itong Mr. Curious Catholic, Facebook page and YouTube channel, dami ninyong matutunan. Isabuhay natin ang ating matutunan. Rodillo et Iglesia.